cocaine, causing a major blow to one of Europe's most powerful distribution networks. Police said most of those drugs were hidden between pieces of frozen tuna. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women in the U.S., with a higher risk of heart attacks over the holidays. ABC's medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton says symptoms for women are not typical.
That's one of the reasons why they get downplayed, mainly because it doesn't feel typically like what you think a heart attack would feel like.
Women's symptoms can include nausea and back and jaw pain. An increase in porch piracy during the holiday season.
Security system ratings company Safewise finds that Seattle-Tacoma has a higher rate of package theft, followed by Memphis and then San Diego. 71% of the stolen items had a value under $100, but if you add up the total losses nationwide, $6 billion worth of stuff has been grabbed off of front porches in 2023.
ABC's Jim Ryan. For the first time since 2022, Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, is preparing to launch its new Shepard rocket as early as next week. This comes more than a year after the rocket suffered engine failure. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $40 on the HSA 45 battery-powered hedge trimmer. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $99.99 was $139.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
If you're feline generous this holiday season, Airport Garden Center has a deal for you. Right meow. When you donate a bag of Diamond Natural indoor cat food in either a 6 or 18-pound bag, the cool cats of Airport Garden Center will match your donation for the Peninsula Friends of Animals. I'm not kidding when I say the need is huge for these precious babies. Let's help Santa Paws make it a perfect Christmas at Airport Garden Center, west of Port Angeles on Edgewood Drive. End-of-life decisions are hard. Be it pre-planning or sudden loss, you need to have an advocate in your corner, which is why I wholeheartedly recommend Drennan and Ford Funeral Home and Crematory in Port Angeles, the only locally owned funeral home and crematory in Clallam County. Their expertise ensures a smooth process so you can focus on healing and being with your loved ones. Their help through the darkest time in my life will forever stay with me. Call 360-457-1210.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate. Outstanding agents, outstanding results, 457-6600. The first Republican has entered the race to replace Derek Kilmer as 6th District Representative. State Senator Drew McEwen from Union says he is running for that position. The Sequim City Council expected to approve a proposal to erect a sculpture honoring Olympian Joe Rance, who spent his childhood in Sequim. The project being sponsored by the Sequim Sunrise Rotary Club. The upcoming movie release of The Boys in the Boat will likely attract interested visitors and tourists to the Sequim area. The proposed metal sculpture is intended to commemorate Rance and his time in Sequim and provide visitors with a photo op.
Here's your Newsradio KONP forecast. Highs level off around 46 this afternoon under overcast skies, east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight, lows level off around 38. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow, scattered rain showers likely, highs level off around 49. Upper 40s Thursday and Friday with showers both days. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 46 degrees.
It's the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP. Now, here's Todd.
All right, welcome to the program, and veterans and such, very near and dear to my heart. I always like to highlight things that salute our veterans, both those who are with us and those who have fallen. And this is the latter. We're going to be talking about a great way to honor veterans in our area. At this holiday time, hard to believe, but Judy Tordini, one of my guests today, tells me this is the 4th year that the local chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution have been the local organizers of what is a nationwide effort, and that's Wreaths Across America. And boy, you guys have done it up up big in 4 years. So we're going to talk about it because it's this weekend. This is the weekend that you all are looking to have people come out and help you lay all of these wreaths locally. So Judy, welcome again. We're going to be talking with some other folks here with DAR with you as well that have been kind of involved in this in adjunct and specific ways too. So Judy, first of all, what's going to happen Saturday?
Oh, it's going to be such fun. We have a public ceremony that is led by one of our youngest members of the chapter. She's 20 years old now, and she's a fabulous master of ceremonies at the microphone. So got your job cut out for you there,
good.
Todd. But
we need the young and up.
Yeah,
some of us are going to be leaving
Tell me
this.
about it. Yeah, she does circles around me. I don't know how many jobs she's got right now, but Greta's phenomenal. So we will have a short little ceremony where we honor remember the fallen and honor those who have served and are serving, and then teach children the value of their freedom. So it's a pretty short ceremony this year. We're not having a guest speaker. They tell us about every 4 years, take a break and don't have a guest speaker. Mm-hmm. So that's this year, but we are involving children more at the microphone. So instead of a guest speaker, we have one of our local Port Angeles Junior American citizens. They have named themselves Junior American Eagles, just the cutest little kids. They love this nation, and they are going to be at the microphone talking about what is a veteran's wreath, and have the wreaths there. So from age 4 up to I think the oldest one is 12 or 13. But anyway, they're going to talk about what that is. And then they also are going to be singing a song because Saturday happens to be the 250th celebration of the Boston Tea Party. So they're going to sing a song right before we start about the Boston Tea Party and what it means. Okay. And then, of course, we will have a little booth there with some free hot drinks. We'll have cider and we'll have hot chocolate and some tea for those that want to participate in the tea on the Boston Tea Party celebration. But as soon as that is all said and done, we'll lay our ceremonial wreaths. Each service branch is laying a ceremonial wreath on a designated headstone. It's pretty, somber, emotional time of the ceremony, and they march over and they lay the wreath, and then they salute them and say their name out loud. That is what Wreaths Across America is known for, because a person dies twice. Once when they take their last breath, and the second when their name is spoken for the last time. And we don't ever want that to go away. Yeah. So we identify different veterans at Mount Angeles this year to do that. And once those 8 are laid, we also lay a POW MIA, and we lay the new Space Force wreath, even though we don't have anybody at Mount Angeles yet. We'll deploy the public. We hope it's a lot of people coming out, especially with children's families, anybody that wants to. They pick up a wreath and they go over and they find a headstone that is flagged so they know where to go. And they will say the person's name out loud and then lay the wreath. If they're a military person, they will do a slow surrender salute. If they are civilian like me, we put our hand over the heart. I usually tear up, and I say their name out loud and thank them for their service for my freedom.
It is very moving, actually. Yes. You talk about the somber part of the beat, but when you deploy all those folks, because you just kind of hear these names being said out there across this kind of quiet cemetery, and
it is very
striking.
And especially this time of year when it's so busy at the holidays that everybody's like trying to be the best they can be, but there's a lot of self-serving going on. And here we are stopping to pause to remember our veterans, which is really easy, quite honestly, to do at Memorial Day and Veterans Day. But oftentimes, veterans are forgotten during the holidays, and that's just not acceptable.
And we've talked in the past, that's why this is picked to be right around this time of year that Wreaths Across America does this. And it's not just here. This is happening across America right now.
It's amazing. Yeah. They're laying 2.9 million wreaths across the nation and Normandy at 4,225 participating locations. And we have 14 of those between Gardner and Forks that we're laying.
How about
and so it's very cool that we got the peninsula on the map, I think, for taking care of veterans.
I recall back the first year talking with you about this, and you were just kind of only in squim, and you were saying, well, we got these plans to really grow it, and you have done it.
We have. Typically I set a goal, and it's a 3-year goal, and we started east at Gardner and Squim, and then we started growing west, and we're there. And this is our second year of covering as much of the county as we can with permission. Yeah. So we have have a couple of private family cemeteries. We also have a city cemetery, Ocean View, that I have 20 families that have contacted me and wanted us to clean their headstones, which is what we do in the summer, so you can read their name and get our moss off of all the headstones. And we've learned the do no harm method from an Arlington preservationist. We love doing it, don't we, Trish?
Yeah.
And we just go around all summer and clean. If it has a veteran insignia on it, we have permission from the Department of Defense to do that.
To take care of
clean
that.
any veteran. So we do that, and then they contacted us and said we would like to lay our own wreath, and we're allowed to do that with National Wreaths Across America. And so we'll go in on
great.
a private time with them to lay that.
I'm going to talk to Trish in just a minute because
Absolutely.
she's down in the Gardner area with where kind of part of this really got going.
Yep.
But let's talk about the wreaths are delivered here, right? Tell us a bit
Yes.
about
Oh,
the
so
process of
exciting.
getting them here,
Yeah,
since there's thousands
so-
literally coming here.
Yes, we are receiving 4,211 tomorrow. I got the call from the truck driver, and we have an amazing truck driver for the third year. First of all, the truck companies all donate, and they never charge us to deliver them from Maine, where they are made and grown. We have a Gold Star brother, and he incorporates all of his family to deliver the wreaths. He likes us. He comes out here, right, Trish, for 3 years.
That's right.
So he's delivering our wreaths. He'll be here at 2 o'clock at the Latter-day Saint has given us permission to pull into their parking lot and offload the wreaths for the West End, which will be Forks and Port Angeles and Blue Mountain. And then we'll load off 112 boxes with 12 in each one and put them into trucks, and we deploy and take them to our places and hold them until Saturday. And then he'll leave here and go to Squim, and we'll offload another 80 cases down there. So it's really exciting. Tomorrow, I do know that we're going to be having a convoy coming in 101. Apparently, law enforcement wants to honor
escort these in?
Yes,
Yeah,
they want
all right.
to honor them and just run their lights. That we have contacted with our diamond sponsor out of Squim, Security Services Northwest. And they are going to come down on Highway 101 to Monroe Road and deliver the wreaths to us. And that right there usually just makes me start tearing
Yeah,
up. Just to
absolutely.
realize we've pulled it together. We're almost there, and the wreaths are here so we can go. So they're coming tomorrow. Anybody's welcome to come up and watch us unload and work or help. But we would really, really, really like to have the public come out on Saturday and help lay the wreaths at 11 o'clock.
All right. Tricia Beckevar's here and has been involved with this as long as Judy, I think, right?
Yes. We
So
started
tell us-
out together. And
So tell us a bit about kind of
Continuing.
the east end of the county and how it all got started, back there, because as Judy mentioned, that really was the first go-round as this was organized.
Yeah, we're really certainly glad to be involved in this. It is the furthest one out, and the one in Blinn also is included. But Gardner, our community, our neighbors, everybody out there, we're really glad and really happy to be able to participate in this. We just really enjoy, cleaning the graves and taking care of the headstones. And then to be able to do this and honor them by going again and seeing how that all looks, looks really good. We're really happy.
You are a veteran as well, correct? Do I understand that right?
No, not me.
Okay. How long have you been doing DAR and been involved in all of
Probably
this?
about the same time as Judy. I think it was just like 5-6 years.
Yep.
2018.
Yep.
Yes,
we
that's
came in
right.
together, and
Yeah.
Okay.
that was it. We were like, get
Yeah.
out of our way.
So that's
Yeah.
the reason this thing has kind of exploded into such
Maybe.
a...
Well, and we just all the people, all the women, we just love to do that. They want to go to work, they want to do things and be able to participate in different things and help people in the community. And by getting out there and talking to kids and educating children, it's not just this time of year, but this is very rewarding because she put us to work and we worked and worked and worked, cleaning all those graves, headstones. And doing that, and then be willing to see that, see what we've done and how we've honored these people. It's really rewarding.
Down in Gardner we're doing this thing at 11 o'clock here in Port Angeles.
Correct.
You do something
Yes.
similar down there? How do you
Yes.
deploy, I guess, for that part?
Yeah, all of the different cemeteries have
Right.
different times. Some, like up Blue Mountain, they do it early in the morning. We have 80 graves to cover, so I wanted to come into Port Angeles and participate in that, and then I'll head back out there at 1
Okay.
o'clock. And we have Marvin Shields. He is a very honored and decorated veteran out there, and that's where the wife is out there to be there for it. And a lot of people come on in for that, and it's very, very nice.
And it's, again, just a moving, just
very moving
moments, I'll say.
Well, and a lot of families have said to us, they live away. I've gotten emails and letters in the mail saying, here's a check. I can't be there, but please clean my dad's grave and get the moss off, and if you could honor him. And so we send them a picture back, and oh my gosh, now we're like best friends. We just are communicating with all these people that can't be here, and it's an honor, especially for the cemetery on the West End. Ocean View is a big one that we don't cover it as a cemetery, but we have our hands full with 4,200 right now, and every year it's gone up. Unfortunately, it's not just adding cemeteries, but 2 years in a row, we increased our veteran count by like 50% this last year. We've just lost so many, and it just makes me so sad that we can't thank them in person. And so we will do it as long as we can. As Michael Trebert, our daughters absolutely love veterans and anything to do with veterans.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of families and what this means, Alma Merrick is here. You got a little bit of a story. And unfortunately, our technology, we didn't have the right old school enough technology to play a really great, your father, right? Was that right? Your dad had basically spoke about what this meant.
Yes, actually, I believe that the recording is from KONP.
Okay, there you go.
He was here, and Tom, one of the previous.
Oh, was it? It might have been at Cappy. Was it Tom Newcomb, perhaps?
Tom Newcomb.
Okay, that was at the other station in town. But still, yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. Yes, and so my sister brought the tape, and I really wanted to listen to it before I talked because he's been gone about 38 years now, and the memories are still there and the things he talked about, but sometimes the memory fails. And I wish I would have listened more because Dad also spoke at schools on Veterans Day.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Cool. So, but what does this mean? I mean, here your family. I mean, this is a big deal for the families right? I mean, this is an honoring of a loved one, but really the family. This is just it's got to be moving and touching.
Judy, came and she found out a little bit. We spoke. Well, Judy likes to talk. She is so easy to talk to. And we introduced ourselves. She came out to my work at Koenig Subaru and, looking for Reese Cross. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember after Judy left, I did start to almost cry because, and then when I went to the service last year, it was so touching. And what they do. And to honor the veterans who have given so much for all of us.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got to scrounge up a way to get that cassette played and then get it back here and we'll play it.
Okay.
All right?
Exactly.
I can remember a lot that he talked about, but boy, I wasn't the one there.
All right.
Can't imagine.
So you will be out on Saturday, I imagine, in some form.
Yes.
So as part of this too. Judy, just to kind of bring it full circle, I mean, that just in that discussion there shows you why you do this.
It does. It does. Just me running around town asking people, can you buy a wreath or can you sponsor a wreath? And here's what we're doing. And, my husband accuses me of a lot. He said, I have the strangest wife now that she's retired. She hangs out at cemeteries. But I love it. I love walking around looking at the veterans and thanking them, saying their name when I'm by myself. But meeting the people locally that they have a tie to all these different cemeteries, and I'm like, well, has it ever been cleaned? Do you mind if we go clean it? And then all of a sudden, I'm back giving her pictures, and now it's like, okay, and then she tells me his story about the USS Indianapolis, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it makes it so much more real, and it gives me hope for the future. And I want the kids, all the children and the kids and the community to know of what we've got here and to not forget. We have to remember our veterans because it's just hope.
Yeah, and you pointed out. I mean, we're losing a lot of veterans, especially of the older age. And the greatest generation is not many left.
There's not.
And unfortunately, I think as that slips away, we've kind of lost a
we
connection.
have. We've lost a lot, but it's also the new part of, we want to hear the stories of success, like, Amma and her dad being here, and change the dialogue for what it means in the future to serve your country. It's not a bad deal, and I have such honor, and I shake every hand I can, and I thank people all the time because I do appreciate this nation, and I appreciate what we've been given, and I didn't fight for it in that respect that they did at the front line, and went through several stories about it, so that's just kind of, to meet the family is icing on the cake for me, and it's just more motivating and gets me talking and moving a little faster. So
all right, so here's what you do. Show up at 11 o'clock Saturday at Mount Angeles Memorial Park for what sounds like a really neat program, though. Even without keynote speakers, I think it might be.
Yeah, it is. And,
really
we have a riderless horse salute again this year. Okay. So Jim Bauer, a fabulous veteran, and his wife is in the chapter, and they will bring their big draft horse Prince, and that alone is trembling, it just walks the circle and comes back, and you can hear a pin drop of respect to that horse. And the black boots are backwards, and it means a lot. I've never seen it live. Last time I saw it was when JFK got killed, at Arlington. So, it's like, to see it live is so humbling, and it brings it home a little bit. And I appreciate all the help that everybody comes forward to, show their respect.
Well, I want to say thanks to the Michael Trabert chapter.
Thank you.
Because you guys do not only this and then the cleaning the headstones, but you do a tremendous service, I think, of getting them to the kids, to the youth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're very engaged in trying to, because, boy, we got to continue to, keep reminding
I know.
them. Keep
know.
Planting the seeds.
We do.
Right? Because
we do.
We live in the great country we are.
We have a very active community classroom program, and we have a very active Junior American Eagle program that I'm very proud of.
Judy, I'm glad you're retired, because this is,
we've got it. Got it all the way.
Of course, anybody who, they went through cardiac rehab with her, and then they would go, oh no, now she's following me in retirement.
Exactly. Todd knows. Todd knows, yeah. Hey, I like walking the cemeteries. What can I say? Lots of steps out there. So.
All right, Judy Tordini, it's great to have you back. Thanks,
thank you, Todd. Thank you so much for having
Great to see you. Thanks for stopping in and sharing a little bit how this touches you in a personal way. Yes. And also to Trish Beck of our good luck this weekend. And thanks for keeping on with all of this. I think it's just a great program.
Thank you. We're all recyclable. Everything that we do down there, and that goes.
That's right.
That's the recycling part of it. Which
we'll pick up all the wreaths ourselves a month later, and we recycle them at Lazy J Tree Farm. 100% of it's recyclable wreaths, and then it's compost, and they buy wreaths from us, and here we go again the next year.
You gotta love it.
Beautiful to see all the bows down there.
It is. It's fun.
And another thing, if it snows, be sure and go and see the wreaths.
I know. I remember a couple of times.
Remember the Arlington pictures?
Yes.
Well, I'm out to beat that. I know we can do that on the peninsula.
All right, Wreaths Across America. The local version of it is happening on Saturday here. The Port Angeles ceremony, the bigger one, is at Mount Angeles Memorial Park at 11 o'clock. And do just pop in, if nothing else, and just kind of catch it if you can. Thanks, Judy. Good to talk to you. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Oh, the many things we love about Sequim. Yes, the sunshine, charming downtown, the simple life, and A1 Auto Parts in downtown Sequim. A1 Auto Parts and Marine has been locally owned longer than the bypass has been there, delivering quality parts with professional expert service. You can rely on A1 Auto Parts to keep you and your car on the road. Find the experts at A1 in downtown Sequim.
Give yourself a gift you'll enjoy every day, a new bath or shower from Bathfitter. And this is the final month to pay 0 interest and make 0 payments until 2025. Hi, it's Ursula Royteen. In as little as 1 day, have a new tub, safe walk-in shower, or tub-to-shower conversion. After nearly 40 years and 40,000 local remodels, locally owned Bathfitter Northwest is the tub and shower expert. A gift of a gorgeous bathroom? Bathfitter. Visit bathfitternw.com.
At Straight View Credit Union, we believe that fast, flexible loan decisions are key to helping our members achieve their financial goals. That's why we're proud to offer a streamlined loan application process that takes place entirely in-house. All loan decisions are made locally, right here in our building, by our experienced lending team. This means that we can typically approve loans within 1 to 2 days, so you can get the funds you need quickly and efficiently. Plus, as a member-owned cooperative, we're committed to putting your needs first and providing personalized service that helps you achieve your financial goals. So, whether you're looking to purchase a new car, purchase a new home, make home improvements, or consolidate debt, we've got you covered. Visit us online at svcu.com or stop by our branch on Lincoln Street in Port Angeles to apply for your loan today. Straight View Credit Union. Fast, flexible loan decisions to help you reach your financial goals. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Sail away to Victoria, BC on the Coho to see the magic of Christmas at the Butch Art Gardens. Stroll through the 12 days of Christmas displays with nearly 1 million twinkling lights from December 1st through the 31st. Overnight packages from $169 USD per person, based on double occupancy. Packages include ferry fare, a hotel stay in Victoria, and admission and shuttle to the Butch Art Gardens. What a great gift for a loved one or yourself. Learn more at cohoferry.com.
Well, speaking of Victoria, in our next segment, after we check the news at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be talking with Bruce Williams, who is the Chamber Executive Director, the Chief Executive Officer at the Victoria Chamber of Commerce. And actually, I'll tease a little bit. He's kind of a thing in Canada right now, and we're going to chat with him because he's in Port Angeles to talk to our chamber and visit with our community a little bit. So we'll get his take on maybe some cooperative things that are happening between Port Angeles and our sister city, if you will, across the way, just 20 miles across the water. And we'll do that right after this.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
Something astounding awaits you at McCrory Carpet One in Sequim, Port Angeles, and Port Hadlock. All McCrory Carpet One showrooms have been remodeled, revamped, reorganized, and are even better and more luxurious than before. Bigger displays, more options, updated styles, colors, and trends. McCrory Carpet One is the #1 place on the peninsula for any and all of your flooring needs. Check out their beautiful new showrooms in Sequim, Port Angeles, and Port Hadlock.
State News Network, I'm Rob Francis. Eastern Washington Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers touting the passage of her act prohibiting Russian uranium imports. The legislation passed by the U.S. House would ban all imports of enriched uranium produced in Russia. She says it will send a strong signal to the market and encourage the investment needed to restore America's nuclear fuel infrastructure. A Clarkston, Washington man caught in an underage sexting operation faces at least 10 years in prison. A jury recently found 38-year-old David Curry guilty of 2 counts of attempted enticement of a minor. In one case, Curry responded to an advertisement by an undercover officer posing as a mother selling her children for sex. In the second case, Curry posted an advertisement and engaged in sex talk with an undercover officer posing as a 13-year-old girl. And it's happy holidays for the travel industry. 7.5 million people are expected to fly between December 23rd and January 1st. That's the busiest ever holiday period for air travel, according to AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz.
Whether that's taking a vacation that's relaxing, whether that's visiting family and friends out of state, or even going abroad. that desire to get away is stronger than we've seen in a very long time.
AAA predicts 104 million people will hit the road this holiday season. That's up slightly from last year. For more on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app. Visit our website, WashingtonStateNews.net.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I taught for 20 years, until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation, together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. Highs level off around 46 this afternoon under overcast skies, east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight, lows level off around 38. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow, scattered rain showers likely, highs level off around 49. Upper 40s Thursday and Friday with showers both days. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 46 degrees.
All right, next segment, my pleasure to have Bruce Williams join me. He is, as I mentioned in the last segment, the Chief Executive Officer for the Greater Victoria Chamber of Commerce. And Bruce is actually over in Port Angeles for the next couple of days to speak with the Chamber here. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that's all about in just a bit. But Bruce, good to have you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me here. It's great to be here back in the land where I began, in the land of radio many years ago.
I was just going to point out he's an old broadcaster, so I'm going to have to be kind to him while he's here on
Oh, no, bring it on.
Kind.
Whatever.
Wait, did you say old broadcaster?
Yeah.
I think you meant long-time broadcaster. Okay. Bruce is not, he's a spring chicken over here.
I think, you're
Not
right.
so much.
Long time. Bruce is just, actually, you and your chamber have just gotten national honors this past year. Tell us a little bit about that. That's great for Victoria.
We did, yeah. Thank you. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce represents the 430 chambers across Canada. And that chamber and a number of us are being very strongly involved with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, to catch up on the fact that we didn't really accurately reflect the business community that we were representing through our advocacy and things. So that is taking a look at cultural diversity, taking a look at the role of women, people with varying levels of ability and disability, people that may be mentally, physically, or developmentally challenged, to give them a little more opportunity to engage with the economy in general. So we were one of 3 chambers in Canada recognized for our work in DEI.
So what did you do specifically, maybe that?
Well, specifically, we took a look at our membership, and the plainest way to put this is we're pretty white. Mm-hmm. We're a group of very white people, but that doesn't accurately reflect the profile of the business community, which has great diversity and cultural diversity within its ownership. So we made a very purposeful outreach to those folks that represented that part of the business community to say, you are welcome here. You're safe with us. We really want to help you grow your business. So I would meet with organizations like the Chinese Commerce Association and the South Asian business community and the Black business community and say to them, just out of curiosity, why have you never been involved with the Chamber of Commerce? And the answer was usually one of 2 things. I didn't feel welcome, and I didn't see anyone who looked like me. So that's when we kind of had that epiphany and went, okay, this is where we can grow. This is how we can be more effective, where we can be more collaborative. So in doing that work, we have increased our diversity quite largely, quite a bit. It's very obvious. And it's funny, at the same time, we've also engaged a much younger cohort of business people. So when we have business gatherings, like the one that Mark is hosting tomorrow, at our events now, well over half of the people attending are under 40 years of age, and the diversity is very apparent in the room. So that also comes a long way in helping us better understand other people in the world, people who represent those other cultures and those other communities and other ways of doing business, ways of living, other religions, other faiths, other beliefs, what it might be. So when we hear about all the turmoil in the world and the arguments and the people that are intolerant of each other, this goes a long way in helping us better understand who we all are as a race, as a human beings, as the people that habitate this earth. So that's a very high level way of me saying that we're being much more engaging with people, and we were recognized for that. I'm very proud of it.
You know, in the Greater Victoria area, we just had it before we went. You represent a tremendously large swath of people. I mean, and it's diverse by nature, I think. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, where are you from? Well, I'm from Victoria. When in fact you might be from Langford. You might be from Oak Bay. Greater Victoria is actually 13 different municipalities, and we have 9 First Nations within our area as well. So in total, we're a population of around 400,000. So we represent that region. There's some other very smaller uber local chambers within Greater Victoria, but we're the one that's the overarching organization.
All right. Tell us about your approach. I mean, we know a lot about how the Port Angeles Chamber operates.
And they do it very well.
Maybe what's similar or different with how you approach chamber operations?
Well, how nerdy do you want to get with this?
Well, as nerdy as you want. It's you're on as my guest.
So I started at the chamber in June of 2020. If you recall what the world was doing in June of 2020.
Well, that was a great time
to
be coming on.
Yeah, sure, bring that. Sure, I'll take that. Give me a big bowl of that, and I'll take that on. So upon entering into the chamber, you take a look at how things operate, and the bottom line is revenue, because revenue enables you to do what you can best do for your members, and in that case, for the larger community. So revenue was at a huge challenge, right? I mean, our revenue is based largely on proceeds from events. We didn't have any events. And the membership fees paid by members. And we were every day hearing from people saying, I don't know if I can pay you. I don't know if I'm going to be here. I don't know if I'm going to have revenue that will allow me to pay you your membership fees. So in a business point of view, you can do one of two things. You can reduce your expenses or increase your revenue. That's what you have to do. And I didn't feel that this was a good time to fold up the chamber and go home. I felt this was the time to keep the chamber active, because we were going to have to be there to advocate on behalf of businesses to make sure that everybody can get through the pandemic as well as they can. So I chose instead to increase revenue. So the dollars and cents point of view on that is that we have a membership model that's based on the number of employees that a company has. So any company with 300 or more employees pay us about $3,400 a year. I created a separate echelon of membership who are called the Chamber Champions. Not a new term, but one that applies. And they pay us $10,000 a year. So those are people that had the capacity to pay that kind of money because they are big enough that they could absorb the impact of a pandemic. And they wanted to step up and do the right thing to make sure that the chamber remained strong. What that also meant is that I could then go back to the chamber members who were at risk, not knowing if they were going to make it, to say to them, you know what, I'm going to put you on hiatus for a while. And when you think you have the capacity to come back, your membership will be here waiting for you. And something else that the chamber does is that we're one of Canada's largest providers of health benefits for employees and their families. That's done through a chamber network across Canada. So by putting those people on hiatus, it meant that they kept their health benefits for their employees and their families. There's no good time to lose your health benefits, but during a pandemic, no thank you. Not very much.
Yeah.
So they've enabled us to stay very strong financially, and we are probably in better shape financially now than we were before the pandemic.
Because I would imagine a great majority of those who stayed in business are back.
Yes, right? They are. Yeah. There was a lot of retirement. You guys probably found that too, Mark.
We did.
Yep. They said, well, we're in this turmoil.
There's a significant number of business owners who were on the edge already, getting ready to retire potentially, and COVID kind of helped them make that decision.
Yeah. It's also been a time when the challenges of revenue and things through the pandemic kind of, Mark and I were talking about this earlier, kind of culled the herd. There were people that were kind of on the balance, and they said, you know what, I don't know. This is not going to work. I'm going to move along. I'm going to do something else and try something else. So it's been that, again, sort of a transformative period right now for business in general, both here and across Canada.
Regionally, I want to get into a bit because I know that, and Mark, we've talked here certainly in the past about trying to do more things between Victoria and Port Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not the same size cities, but we're so close to each other that it kind of just makes sense to try to do some things. Just your thoughts about kind of a regionality approach. Certainly, we're different countries, but what are you thinking in those terms?
Well, we are both at the western terminus of the longest undefended border in the world, between the best friends in the world, despite the squabbles we have between U.S. and Canada, baseball and hockey not included, but we have those things. But we're in a unique position of celebrating.
By the way, your baseball and your hockey teams are beating ours right now pretty well. So
well, actually, my hockey team is an American team.
Oh.
I'm a lifelong fan of the Detroit Red Wings.
Of course you are.
And before they were the Detroit Red Wings, who were they?
I don't know.
They were the Victoria Cougars.
Oh, were they? Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now that's the whole reason I needed you on the show today to get that kind of trivia.
They were the last amateur team to win the Stanley Cup, and that was in 1925. And then they left Victoria and became the Detroit Red Wings.
Now I'm going to have to be a Red Wings fan.
Well, everybody should. Jump on the bandwagon. There's lots of room.
There are a lot of Red Wings fans.
Yeah, there
and
are.
oddly enough, I'm also a Detroit Tiger fan. I'm not a Blue Jay fan.
Oh, imagine that.
So that comes from a Southern Ontario upbringing.
That's because, in a past life, that's where you were at, working as well.
So the collaboration between the two of us, we share a climate, we share a location, we share an interest in each other's best interest, and there are complementary parts to our economy, and there's parts that are different. I mean, you guys are a tourism-based place for a lot of cases. You're a timber town, as we've mentioned about before. We don't really have a lot of resource stuff in Victoria. Our number one sector for employment is technology, and tech is kind of an invisible economy. It's people working in an office. It's people working from home. People working wherever they can, but there's not a lot of big flashing neon signs saying, "Hi, we're a tech company." That doesn't happen. Second largest sector for us is government, because we are the provincial capital, which means that there are ancillary federal and regional offices in conjunction with the provincial offices. So the upside to that was that was very strong during the pandemic. Those folks all got paid, and they still got their benefits, and they still got their holidays. So that kept us pretty buoyant during the pandemic. The third largest sector for us is tourism. And you guys share the ups and downs of that, because when the economy is bad, tourism suffers. And when a pandemic comes along, tourism goes away completely. So that was an interesting time to see that happen. It's coming back a little bit more, but I think between our two municipalities and our two regions, we're a great destination point for people from the rest of the country. Because really, when you think about it, our climate here means that we can be a 12-month-a-year destination. So people should be coming more to Port Angeles from places where they don't want to be in the snow all the time, and the snow and the ice. So, in the Midwest and in the Northeast, people should be thinking about coming here, the same as they do to Victoria, to enjoy what we have. We have a lot of people that come to Victoria to play golf all winter long, because you can. And you can do the same thing here. I ride my bike all year. Everybody can do that. We have people that cycle all year, play tennis all year. How big is pickleball here?
It's huge.
It's big, yeah.
So that's all outdoor stuff. So we can market ourselves. I know Seattle has done this already. I was in Seattle in October at an event that the mayor did, saying that we are now announcing that Seattle is open as a 12-month-a-year destination point. So we all have that in common, that we can share that experience. And there's no reason why when we're speaking with people that are coming to Victoria, that we should say, have you been to Port Angeles? Have you taken that really funky ride on the Coho ferry to go over and check that out? Because it's worth the trip. And vice versa, you might be saying to people here, by the way, Victoria is kind of a cool place, and it's only an hour and a half away on this really funky ferry. Oh, and by the way, when you come to Canada, you get 30 points on your dollar. There's that, too.
Right. Yeah. It goes...
Your Christmas shopping in Victoria, save 30%.
Or
something
do
like
most of your shopping here. If you live here, do most of your shopping here. But if you want to try something different, try Victoria. But we're never going to say, no, don't shop at home.
Right.
Shopping at home is very important. People here need to... I'm going to shop. I'm going to shop while I'm here, actually. And I'm going to give you the 30 points on my dollar. But I am going to wander around, and I'm going to find some stuff here.
I mean,
there's some great stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's an hour and a half to Silverdale. It's an hour and a half to Victoria.
And it's another country, and
you get 30% off.
But you get 30% off.
In Victoria.
So figure that out as well.
I just want to find something nice for my wife, because that's what I do. So I'll be shopping here for something for her, and I might get myself something, because I'm the guy that starts his Christmas shopping by just saying, oh, "Gee, I should buy that for me." And then you buy 2 or 3 things for yourself, and you go, okay, I'll move along to everybody else now. So maybe I'll start that here. Maybe that'll happen here.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Mark, I'll have you jump in on this a little bit, kind of the regionality of things. I mean, are you thinking about perhaps trying to package things together where the Victoria and PEA chambers can be more interactive, I guess?
Yes, we are at that stage. Actually, we're at the beginning stages of a building relationship that Bruce and I are working on with our boards of directors and our members, and we're trying to. We don't know what it is yet, but we know it's there. We can feel that it's there. And it theoretically should be there, and I think in actuality it is there. We'll find, I think, a lot of opportunities to support each other's, even though Victoria is quite a bit larger than we are, and we're in some ways we're kind of one of the suburbs of Victoria, and so we just see there's a really good opportunity here for us to collaborate and come up with some really nice things that we do with and for each other. We've just started meeting together, and we're going to be meeting at least a couple times a year and exploring more ways to support each other. We already kind of do that grassroots level We have a lot of people that go over for the Esquimalt Rib Fest out of here, and then they have a lot of folks in Victoria and that area that come over for the Dungeness Crab and Seafood Festival. That's just that's the tip of the iceberg. I think there's a whole lot more that's available out there for both communities.
Yeah, I think the economic activity between the two of us has to be less protectionist, because I think something we learned in the pandemic was that, let's bring back the spirit of the 60s. Let's all just hold hands and have a big hug and help each other out here. But because we are so close to each other and we both offer a unique experience, I think there's a lot to be said for that. And finding ways to collaborate, as Mark said, we've started that conversation. As chambers of commerce, we share that culture of wanting to do what's in everyone's best interest. But, in the wider sense, we are one economy. Right? We're two separate countries and two separate communities, but really, in a way, we are one economy connected by a ferry.
It's amazing. Go ahead, Mark. Along those same lines, it's amazing that we talk about, what are you guys going through? What are we going through? Right. And the similarities are pretty strong. I mean, we have a lot. They have, the issues they're dealing with in Victoria include things like affordable housing, availability of housing, childcare. Just there's all the things that we are also struggling with here. So it's interesting.
Yeah, we create a priority chart every year, which we reassess. And it was funny, we noted that 12 months ago from now, our number, I guess, two or three concerns. One was housing, the other was workforce, another was safety, street safety, public safety, because of...
Sounds like the same list you'd have here.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So suddenly, number one issue for the coming year was one that wasn't even in the top 5 last year, and that is inflation. Because it has reared its ugly head in the last year and zoomed right up to the top of the chart. So that's impacting everyone. It's our spending power. It's our ability to provide for our families and ourselves and our employees and our friends. So that's how every year we kind of reassess that. And I'm speaking to Mark's chamber tomorrow about that and a number of sort of a deeper dive into all the issues and how they connect with each other. It's a very holistic look at how things work. The economy moves as one big floating machine. But breaking down those elements and how they connect to each other is really important. That's how we can address the solutions, by understanding the moving parts in each individual challenge.
It was, I've known a lot of folks who live in Victoria, and they always, gander across. They see this place with these mountains behind it, and and I said, "Well, do you come over?" And I think that's a little bit of the messaging, perhaps. I mean, we sent a lot of folks that way, saying, "Hey, do you want to go to this very unique place? It's a city, but yet it feels like you're in a small English place. I mean, it's got this piece of Britain in it that you can't find anywhere else."
And we're working very hard on making the diversity more obvious too, right? And that we are a welcoming and a safe place for that. One of the things that we had worked on that is a collaborative thing. You may have caught wind of here. There was a couple of years where the Coho ferry didn't run.
That's right.
When a time came that they were reopening the border, one of the things that didn't happen was that the Canadian government didn't reopen the marine border. The reason was they didn't really understand what was going on. We're pretty much the only international marine border between Canada and the U.S. Right. Yeah. So we, quite honestly, I reached out to the office of the Prime Minister of Canada and said, "So when are you going to open the marine border?" They said, "Oh, no, the borders are open." Said, "No, we can go back and forth on a plane. We can go on a train, on a truck, on a car, on a bus, but you can't go by boat." "What do you mean?" "You can't go by boat. The marine border hasn't been reopened." So they had to go into a deep dive to find out which federal ministry actually had to be involved in the reopening of the border. And it wasn't tourism. It wasn't transportation. It was the Ministry of Public Safety was the one that had to do that because it was pandemic related. And at the time, the government was racing toward calling an election. So the only way to reopen the border was to get the federal minister to sign off on the order to reopen the border. Because once an election is called in Canada, a cabinet minister no longer carries the powers of cabinet. So his name was Bill Blair at the time. He's now the Minister of National Defense. He signed off on the reopening of the border on a Friday afternoon. And they called the election on Sunday.
Yeah. By 2 days, you made it.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't done that,
but
the Coho wouldn't have been able to run.
Yeah, until you got all the way through an election, basically, probably is what that sounds like.
So another really cool thing that we did with Coho and with the Clipper, which is the passenger ferry that runs back and forth from Victoria to Seattle, when we knew that Coho was coming back, we organized a welcoming flotilla, which was fire boats and the little inner harbor pickle boats and a number of other craft, military craft, because we're the West Coast headquarters for the Canadian Navy. So as Coho came into the harbor, there was this huge flotilla in front of them. We had a bagpiper on the dock. We had hundreds of people there cheering them on. There was people on the shoreline waving flags. It was very emotional. Like, it was a very emotional thing. But that was sort of the big sign to say, yeah, we're back, baby. We're open.
Yeah.
And Port Angeles and Victoria are connected again.
How are things over there, tourism-wise? You mentioned, I think a lot of people may be surprised that that's your third, we always think of Victoria as a tourist place, but that's because you hop off the Coho to go there, right? That's what we think of it as.
We go there for tourist reasons.
Yeah, we are, I guess, selfish in that sense. But in that third leg of the economy you have there, how is tourism now? Is it gotten back to
It's almost there, okay. Yeah. My friends at Destination Greater Victoria could address that better than I can, but it's kind of back. A lot of international travel has not come back, and Victoria is not alone with that. Inflation is going to be a factor in that too. As people plan their vacations and their travel, they will probably be sticking closer to home for a period of time until we either get used to what the inflationary numbers are or we find more capacity to travel. But no, it's pretty much back. Victoria was named, there's a national newspaper in Canada called the Globe and Mail. It's the most respected one, named Victoria as Canada's most livable city. And part of the reason is the infrastructure that's being created around tourism. It's a great place to be. It really is. Condé Nast, on their reader survey, Condé Nast, the international travel organization, their readers said that Victoria was the best city in the world. And that's based on their experience of hospitality, friendliness, and cleanliness. So again, a lot of that pivots around what the tourist experience is, which those of us who live there are lucky enough to experience every day.
Bruce, it's great to have you in town.
Thank you for...
let's get you back again.
Sure.
I'd love to chat some more, even if I have to call you on the phone. I'd love to chat with you. It's always
love to.
fascinating.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate
Victoria things are happening and the perspective as well. Mark, thanks for bringing him along.
Yep.
Can folks still get in tomorrow to hear Bruce's talk?
Yes. If you go to the Chamber website and there's a link to sign up for the luncheon there.
Okay.
And actually... you may not be able to pre-register anymore. I think maybe that shuts off. It may shut off later on this afternoon, actually. Okay. But if you go there quickly, you might still be able to get in there. Otherwise, you can pay at the door as well.
All right.
So it's at Red Lion tomorrow, 11:30 in the morning.
There you go. And you can go to portangeles.org if you want more info. Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah, Bruce.
I just wanted to warn people that I'm a lot shorter than I sound.
Yeah. Only an old radio guy. And I meant it that way. Old radio guy.
Exactly.
Face for radio and a voice for newspaper, right?
Exactly. I love it. All right. We'll take a break. We've got news coming up at the top of the hour.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
December is a great month with all the festivities, but it's also a great month for reflection. This is Dale from Wilder Auto, and we would like to thank all of our customers and wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. Also, if you're a Wilder Auto customer and just don't know it yet, we have acres of some of the best brands on the planet and the Wilder Advantage for lower cost of ownership and peace of mind. So stop by and check us out or 24/7 at wilderauto.com.
Saving on your home improvement projects is almost as important as the service you should receive. With Angelus Millwork, Angelus Rentals, and Hartnagel Building Supply, you can always depend on superior customer service. But did you know that your favorite employee-owned stores have monthly product specials, coupons, and sales? Monthly specials on products that you need now are handpicked so you can save up to 30% when you need it the most. When headed to your mailbox, look for the Valpak envelope with special coupons from all our stores. Angelus Rentals, the only full-service tool rental company in Port Angeles, features a different tool each month that is 25% off. In closing, visit angelusmillwork.com for the latest sale information. We have annual sales on power tools, paint and stain, decking, wood pellets, and more. What we're trying to drive home is there's always a promotion going on, so come see us often or find out more online at angelusmillwork.com. Angelus Millwork and Hartnagel Building Supply. Building homes, building community since 1906.
In Sequim, it's good to know you have a neighborhood auto parts store ready to help. A1 Auto and Marine has been locally owned for, well, a really long time, taking care of your car and marine needs since before even the Sequim bypass. Whether it's a headlight, wiper blade, battery, or something a bit more complicated, the specialist at A1 has the right part to keep you on the road. A1 Auto Parts and Marine, right across from Sunshine Cafe, downtown Sequim.
This is Alan Barnard, and this Volunteer Spotlight, which usually shines on a particular volunteer individual or group, is our opportunity to shine our spotlight on all of you individuals and groups who generously give of yourselves for the benefit of others. The volunteer spirit is alive and well in our area and makes such a huge difference in our quality of life. We are all better for your willingness to reach out and help others in so many ways. So for this holiday season, our hat is off to all of you volunteers who help others, and we salute you and wish you all a wonderful holiday season and health and prosperity in the coming year. We also encourage you to consider becoming a volunteer this coming year for any volunteer group that may interest you. New volunteers are always needed. It's said that service is the rent we pay for our space on Earth, and that's why we present this Volunteer Spotlight. Brought to you by Brown's Outdoor, serving your family for over 100 years.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
White Christmas, made up of 54 words and 67 notes, is the #1 selling Christmas song of all time. But do you know it's a sad story? Irving Berlin, the song's composer, did not celebrate Christmas, as he was a Jewish immigrant from Russia. When he wrote the song, he thought it would be a passing fad, a footnote in a silly musical review. Well, as it turned out, the review was made into a movie, Holiday Inn, and this passing fad became an instant classic. While Berlin did not celebrate Christmas because of his faith, he did have a Christmas Day tradition. Each December 25th, he'd visit the grave of his son who died on Christmas Day in 1928 at just 3 weeks of age. Knowing this makes the haunting lyrics, melody, and smooth voice of Bing Crosby even more meaningful. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write.
Step into the holiday spirit with HMP Flooring, Sequim's foundation for festive cheer. Lay down the warmth of family, laughter, and togetherness on floors that witness the magic of the season. May your holiday be as resilient and beautiful as our finest flooring. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, grounded in love and layered with memories. From our HMP family to yours, here's to a season floored with joy.
Possibly given.
The president said threats to the U.S. and Europe will only increase if Congress doesn't act. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Israel says it located the bodies of 2 more hostages in Gaza as Israeli forces go street to street battling Hamas and searching for the remaining 137 hostages. Tonight, outside the Knesset, Israelis protested, demanding Israel's government do all it can to free them. The humanitarian crisis also growing in Gaza. Israel opening another border crossing in Gaza in an effort to boost humanitarian aid for the 1.8 million Palestinians who have nowhere to flee as the fighting continues. Attorneys for the Texas woman at the center of the abortion case says she traveled to another state to have the emergency procedure. The state's Supreme Court later ruled against Kate Cox and the lower court ruling to halt the abortion law. ABC's Rachel Scott has more.
Kate Cox's lawyers calling the decision unacceptable, saying that all of this poses a very serious question.
who is making healthcare decisions for pregnant women in this country? Judges and politicians or doctors? We could see more legal challenges just like this one emerge. Just days ago, another woman in Kentucky is suing her state over the abortion ban there.
In New York City, the defense resting its case today in the civil fraud trial involving former President Trump's family businesses. A judge will be deciding damages. You're listening to ABC News.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also a time you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the member satisfaction rate compared to health insurance. Double. MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of more than 400,000 members. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, you'll get another 10% off all of 2024. That's 12 months of savings. So I'll give you the number here in a second, but call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline's December 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Harvard President Claudine Gay will keep her job. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
She's been under fire for comments she made in a congressional hearing that failed to fully condemn anti-Semitism amid the war between Israel and Hamas. A statement from Harvard's board saying, "We today reaffirm